Hello and welcome, Bargain and Scripting Gaming. My name is Rich, and we're going to play The Outer Worlds 2. I'm going to be recording this and streaming this a bit over the next few days, so I'm going to use this intro for all the videos. If you guys want to see the original Outer Worlds, I did record an entire playthrough. It's on this channel. You can look for the playlist. And I hope you guys enjoy this as much as I'm going to enjoy playing it. We're at the Ministry of Accuracy. Go outside here.
Hey, it's Jeff, your son. Hey, you! Get over here before you get yourself killed.
No, you ain't got what I need. And you can't come stumbling around here looking like prey. These raps ain't had a bite to eat since their pods dropped from the look of it. And a desperate rat is a dangerous rat. If the occasion calls for it. But I fancy myself something of a biologist. Or, at least I used to. Me and Raptidons, we're well acquainted. I know their patterns, behaviors, attacks. Know what gives them an edge around folk who ain't in possession of that knowledge. Which is why I gotta ask, what are you doing here? Oh, that's a high-profile target. Huh. If she entrusted that to you, then I reckon we're on the same side. Or something like it. I'm Inez Silung, Auntie's choice. Former combat medic in the Enhanced Soldier Division. Now, menial troubleshooter. Minister Milverstreet of Fairfield sent me here to retrieve some information. Not my most exciting assignment, but suppose we can't expect much with the stalemate on this island. I'll admit I was eager for some good hunting around here. My arm, my graft, needs some bolstering. But if the raps here are as weak as this one, it won't help me none. When there's paperwork, there's enemy secrets. And dropping Raptidons on the place is a quick way to stop any personnel keen on destroying those secrets before we find them. It's a kinder fate than if they survived. Allowing us to walk off with this intel would surely land any survivor in front of the firing squad. Or sentimental refreshment. This place is an archive of Protectorate censorship. If it's been sanitized, censored, or rewritten out of the Protectorate's history, the Ministry's where you'll find it. And apparently there's some highly sensitive intel about mental refreshment hereabouts. The Minister sent me here to find it. I've had worse. Most times it's mundane work, like paper pushing or tidying Milverstreet's salon. Other times it's bloodier, but the rat pods made quick work of the folk here. Can't exactly afford to be picky about the jobs that come my way neither. Considering my condition, options are limited. If you had, you'd know. Unless you're accustomed to seeing folk roaming around with exposed muscle fibers or stunted extra limbs on their backs. Sorry. Guess I'm just used to folks staring real hard and then steering clear. I'm considered a liability. My graph's all wrong. Most everyone else who got one passed or became permanently incapacitated. So they shuttered the program. It was a total failure. Everyone in Fairfield reckons my time will come soon too. But I'm still mostly upright. For now. I just know I can do more for Auntie and for the war. It's just this damn contract. Unless I can amend it so I might fix my graft, proving myself ain't happening anytime soon. Weren't many of us crafted soldiers to begin with. to think I'm one of the lucky ones. No. Enhanced Soldier Division was the fancy public-facing name for the grafting program. And when I say it was shuttered, I mean completely fucking demolished. Bet they'd erase it from the financial records if they could. It was that much of an embarrassment. In the wake of such a failure, it's left us grafted folks with no support. I only been able to treat my own ailments thanks to Doc Tinsley in Fairfield. She worked for the program for a time. She's a good one. She's bound by contract to work on whatever task Fairfield's illustrious leader set her to, nothing else. But she also ain't quite got the hang of the employment thing. You looked at the fine print of an employment contract lately? It says any action taken by a worker that could result in impeded work must be approved by the contract holder. Not only would trying to fix my graft impede my work, but it's also financially unviable, unproven, a risky investment. So I'm stuck with a limb that's slowly poisoning me. Could pursue fixing it myself or out of my contract, but if I attempted to end it, I'd have to waive all employment rights for the next year. That's a non-starter. That right. Suppose if you've been in my position and managed to do well for yourself, could be an option worth keeping on the table, if all else fails. Get the feeling you will. Go on now. There's probably plenty of Protectorate info waiting to be scooped up if you're keen. Just mind the raps. I got what I came for, so I reckon it's time to see about my contract. Law knows I could use a lucky break.
Just me, or did Inez remind you of Helen? Tough like her. Shame she's with Auntie's Choice.
Oh, a workbench. New recipe, crafting recipe available. What do we got? Bypass, magnetic shells for my shotgun. Do I even have how many shells do I have? I have 14, yeah, probably a good idea to craft some. I have 3 of those. No concussive mines. This repeater I can break down.
Emergency protocols ready.
Let me got a distraction for you.
Messages. My windows.
first loaf. Way up over there, okay. Doors barred shut.
So grab a crab because it can't be beat.
Guys, I have directed our efforts toward undoing the personal tragedy that befell me, your esteemed sovereign, years ago.
Interesting. Trooper plate carrier. Ah. It's medium and it's got grit enhancing material. Compared to what I'm playing here is medium, which also has grit enhancing material. Let me. Yeah, looks better. And the helmet compared to base health, toxicity drain rate, and it's an energy recharge rate. Kind of like that, actually. Alert, overdue deliverable. Our action statement are 2 days late on delivering critical information on for ARC. Printing the following password for ARC and hand deliver the pertinent report immediately. Print for ARC. Return to root. Sensors tasks. Sentinel repair Automax. My 2 Sentinels swing with my Automax last night. Upon their leave, I found a new data order hidden beneath the main sensor lens. I'm perplexed. It's their intention. They must know I have found the recorder eventually. It's one of the Sentinels. They could simply record primary data device they had a mind to. I say nothing, but if something goes wrong, the Automac, I'd be afraid to have the abnormality credited to me. CNSI says, as a master technician, I would expect I could solve any issue that arose from my Automax. In fact, but particularly the used device malfunction, I found my salvation in 2 Sentinels that were happening by. They not only repaired the device, but also showed me how I might monitor my own behavior through MIC's primary lens. How fortunate that I may continue to be held accountable to the paradigm in new and exciting ways. This man fears anything that would label him unfaithful. Historically, I would apply that moniker to Alphonse Scholes, but I know it seems he fears nothing. His witness spoke out in outrageous, unseemly manners. It matters not what occupation your youth prepared you for. The sovereign sees your best course for the whole of your protectorate. It matters not if you find the work distasteful or tedious, difficult. You do it with pride for the sake of your protectorate. You not tell 24 children who are teaching that you've been demoted to glorified sprat wrangler, matriarch helpless hands. Sorry to hear Alpha tell the children in his charge how incredibly excited he was to begin retaining the Portrait County's microcal. It speaks volumes of validity of the paradigm that such a learned man see value in such a dramatic change of profession. Interesting. Nice. You got gin. That's down high. Lubricant. Unsanitized reports. Encouraging Fairfield's border. Hunting incidents by four archers are spending time when my fire repossessed. Not reason to center, expressing this terrible scourge. Apparently, you don't have a plan for eradication. Plans have been officially consumed, their bones picked clean, and blood staining the soil of the houselands. This professional island are confined, have been unleashed by anti-tribes. Remind the people who are responsible and ensure that the sovereign will quickly gain control of the situation and let it be known the mud pods littering the plains are like the vessel Robinson. Steer clear if they're any spotted. Group of researchers known internally as credible enthusiasts vanished while to the fabled skeleton crabble on the coast, the Paradise Islands, and the families fear the worst. The legend of the skin of the crabble are to believe they died in most gruesome painful fashion. Their final breaths waste of insondable shrieks of agony, pleading for help never came. Please not speculate on the fate of the missing researchers and remaining scientists must remain focused, shown by the wayward actions of their fellows. To encourage fables or cryptozoology, which only struck interest rather than awareness. Current standards in the industry. Orders. As discussion by the order of Senate is to be altered to verbosely acknowledge that it be opposed by the protector at even to every term. Any text, data, or intelligence that shows indifference or worse, potentially praising the orders to be corrected, its author be immediately remanded to medical refreshment. Those subjects lost in tragic natural disaster that enveloped the horizon of one, including the very family members of the sovereign, are to be celebrated as heroes of the protector. They died while embracing their highest calling to serve the sovereign. This person mourned their loss. A discussion of causes outside natural disaster or foreign actors being held are to be scrubbed. Their authors are to be reported for mental refreshment. Okay. A discussion analysis of the war then is escalating or that the protectors are losing grounds to be replaced with assurances. Okay, yeah. Return to root. Exit. That. Maybe that gave me some information I need. I don't know.
Enthusiastically neutralizing.
Nice.
Great. First they're on the walls, now the
Consenting
ceilings.
threat.
Yeah, the shotgun's pretty badass. And through here we get into that locked room, right? Oh, poor bastard. Trying to hide up here. Nice. Entry cap. High security lockbox. Wait, that is toxicity drain, and so the computer to use. Anything else to pick up while I'm in here? I don't think so. Administrator's reports. Warning that procedure on installation. Okay. Our council has breathed new life into much lot of mental illness, graduating 100 subjects in record time. In most extreme cases, maybe have been invited back in the fold. The less complicated more once again, tried and true methods went out on needless research and development. The council knows what's best for Protector, and nothing better than mental refreshment. Shall all friends and neighbors stray from the bosom of Protector remember that mental refreshment is the best way back to basics. Okay, return to route. Spirit of Rod. Claim sovereigns legally are utterly unfounded, regardless of whom the source of the rumor may be. Warden or vigilant and false memories sound like the warden claims clemency, and ensure the subject receives harshest punishment possible. Okay. Covered evidence that there may still be ordered ascendant believers living amongst our subjects, maintain special vigilance, or subjects observing doing complex math equations, as per Virginia's decree, reportedly sentinels. Council provides Dr. Granny the order. The order continues until they, combined with their apparent involvement in Andy's invasion, puts the Protector into a position where we must observe information about the order with haste. W efforts to sanitize information that runs the Protector's teaching. Okay. Return. We got bunches of new stuff. And we can open this door now, probably. Been in here. We can open this door. Probably break down some of this stuff I picked up. Break down. We got 2 extra repeating rifles. Break down all junk. Let's see. They both do toxicity and they're both the same, so. I really don't need the extra rifle, so I think. Should I make more? I have 35 shells. It might not be a bad idea to make more. We'll hold on to it for now. Is there anything else over here? I think we've pretty much cleared this place out. Let's check if this is a thing at all. Nope. Alright, we have that. Now we go to the map. And we're going here. So why don't we just go to the Agriculture Center and then head south.
What do you mean you're leaving?
Shift over! I have a life outside this place, you know.
A life outside our labs? No. Audacious advances required.
Must be at least a few usable parts in here.
Uh-huh.
Ah, it's warped. Just like everything else. Hello there. You wouldn't happen to have found any usable parts in all this debris? Westport's stockpiles of replacement parts are nearly depleted. I need to find some parts to convert some of our automechanicals, non-combat parts. Fortunately, there's nothing here that's salvageable. Auntie's bombs sure take their toll, don't they? Yes and no. The bombs certainly took a fierce toll, but I suspect these were all in various states of disrepair even before Auntie's offensive, which has made sorting out where to begin my efforts here rather difficult. Now, there should be a manifest somewhere, but it's nowhere to be found. Nor are the troopers who should have been escorting this. Or their bodies. The only species in these parts that would pose such a threat to an armed escort squad would be Crabbles, but the guard at Westport has always made a point of culling them with automechs so they don't get out of hand. That is more than likely a safe wager. Who knows what kind of new terror they faced at the end of their lives. Unless I missed my guess, this looks like it was transporting damaged and malfunctioning automechs from the Vox station to the Automech Repair Center to the south of here. The center is... Say, you don't work for Auntie's, do you? This is beginning to feel more than a little like you're digging for intelligence. Fair enough. As I was saying, the Automech Repair Center is south of here. Regrettably, subjects of Westport no longer have access to the repair center. Hence my need to scavenge. Likewise. And please inform me if you happen upon any usable parts.
Appear to be intact despite the damage they suffered. They should be enough Xynians to create several Xynian grenades. I do not have science.
Engaging hostile life forms.
One underground.
Ready to accept.
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when. Combat! Over here! Free hole in the head!
Crab up plasma gland. And crabble meat.
Entering a confrontational state.
One more babies.
Once we arrive at the Automech facility, we'll unload and begin cataloging the state of the various Automechs.
Are you recording the drive? Cadet, I do not believe this is what the sergeant intended by documenting the process. Here, allow me to handle it. Now where's the off switch? Boyd, we're being bombed! Disembark! Lose formation to the beach, double time! We can take shelter in the rocks! Praise the Sovereign. We made it. Halt! Everyone quiet. What's that clacking noise? Oh, shit! Crabbles! Form defensive perimeter type 14A! Ah!
Who goes there? By orders of Marshal Donaldson, no one comes or goes to the Automech Repair Center without approval. What's your business here?
Now you've done it. Slowing down a ranking protectorate official is worth 10, 20 demerits if you're lucky.
All right, let's not lose our heads over a simple misunderstanding. You're free to pass. Marshal Donaldson likes to greet new arrivals personally. We'll let him know you're inbound, so no one shoots on sight. Oh, and fair warning, watch out for Zeranium gas. We sprung a leak. Nothing too bad. Aside from the headaches, nightmares, missing teeth, and headaches. One more thing. Don't cause any trouble around these parts. Donaldson runs a tight ship and has zero tolerance for lawbreakers.
Fight my way out of this, aren't I?
All that matters is getting these Automechs to the Vox relay station.
But Marshal, we must adhere to decontamination procedures.
What in the name of the architect? Oh, right. My guards told me to expect a new arrival, right before our chief mechanist decided to harangue me with the latest in our catastrophe.
Marshal, you're acting as though I'm not standing here auguring the impending doom of this facility.
Woodrow, normally I would be obliged, nay, happy, to receive your senseless jawing, but not today. Perhaps this outsider can assist where you've failed. I hope you've come to help, because a crisis is bearing down on us, and I've a dearth of reliable hands with which to manage it. Well, prepare to be disappointed. We've got a gas leak, if the color of the sky hadn't already informed you. Like you, me and my consternated head technician are new arrivals. Though we may not last long if we fail to repair the Zeranium leak. I wouldn't have put it in those terms, but I appreciate someone who speaks their mind. The Vox relay station needs our Automechs. But until that leak is fixed, this facility is a target for the sport of Anti's armaments. Delphinia Bryant is working on a prototype Zeranium shield. Whoever uses it will be less disposable and more useful to the Protectorate. What did I tell you, Woodrow? The situation's well in hand.
Marshal, those Automechs have been corrupted with Zeranium. I can't even cogitate on what they're capable of if we lack the time or resources to approach this rationally. Should they go berserk, we may well be turning the very subject you intend to resupply into their victims. We'd be branded as traitors.
Then perhaps you had better explain to Brigadier Montelli why his defenses are grounded. And you can do so personally. in the comfort of his office.
Montelli? I rescind my objection. May the delicate workings of the paradigm point us toward a better way.
There's a good fellow. Cleave to your loyalty, and it will never steer you wrong.
Ambient Zeranium levels are higher than average, but within acceptable ranges. State your business. This unit was engineered to facilitate management of supply inventory at this installation.
Oh, this is surely exciting. Someone is finally trying out my automechanical quartermaster. Show them what you got, Quartermech.
Command not understood.
Huh. I thought that would have put it into sales mode. Let's look into that later. Please, give it a try yourself.
All wares should be perfectly visible already.
Sorry, it tends to take things too literally. Maybe try phrasing the request differently.
Lull detected. Conversational status uncomfortable. Request not understood.
It only understands the words I've added to its databanks. You wouldn't believe how many words there are for buying and selling. Guess I missed peruse. Look, for now, just use the phrase initiate commerce. It's what I used during the initial testing.
Initiating commerce.
Nice. He's got a pistol. A barrel, a shock barrel for a repeating rifle. A shock soak. A stun baton. Bypass shot. Ooh, I like a pet for my ship. Okay, let's get that. Visit your ship, interact with the pet feeder. Select any ship pet you've collected. They'll be wandering around the area. Pet for mutual enjoyment. You can acquire multiple ship pets, only one can be active at a time. Alrighty, sell junk. I didn't make much money off that. Is these worth anything? Like nothing. I already have a reflex sight. Keys for opening high security lock boxes. I should not have used my money. I'll have to come back to her. Once I got more money.
See you soon, I hope.
Yep.
Oh yes, I adore interruptions. I was just saying, what's best for stoking the spark of invention? Regular disruptions to one's train of thought. Now, what is it you want? Ah, our good Marshall sent you, did he? Well, unfortunately, the device is taking longer than expected. Assist me, and you'll get more than bits out of the equation. You'll get a prototype shield gadget, the first of its kind. Now tell me, are you familiar with Zeranium gas? One and the same. That building took the brunt of the damage during a recent attack, and now it's spewing valuable Zeranium all over the place. I could speak at length about Zeranium's many captivating intrinsic qualities, But suffice it to say, in its gaseous state, it's rather deadly. So what am I endeavoring to create? A protective device that shields its wearer from Zeranium's remarkably unsavory effects, as well as other forms of harm. Quite splendidly, if I do say so myself. The principal function of the device is confirmed operational. I merely need to work out some minor implementation concerns. Alas, while I'm occupied with inventing this shield gadget, I also find myself in need of assistance regarding its key components. Good, good, wonderful. As an added incentive, I'll allow you to keep one of the prototypes once the work is finished, so you be sure to give it your all. Now here, you'll need this apparatus. It's for collecting stray Zeranium effluvium. Gas, that is. My supply is running low from all the iterative testing I've been performing. Merely activate the device once it's inside a Zeranium cloud, the one around the main hangar specifically. Try to avoid any fields of dense Zeranium, or death is all but assured. Any questions? Normally, yes, but on the off chance that environmental exposure has altered the gas here in any way, I'll want to work with local samples. Ideally, the resulting shielding will protect against any gas, but since it's of utmost importance that it work on the gas here, I'll be calibrating against that. Oh, so exhilarating to have a new subordinate. I look forward to thoroughly scrutinizing your work. Now, shoo-shoo! Off with you now! Gather those samples! Shoo!
It's like, is this a weapon I gotta equip? Appears not. Where's the hangar at? Maybe I have to...
Might be wise to give that large gas cloud a wide berth. Don't think there's anything to gain by getting near it. Not sure we should get any closer.
My little minion. I trust you've made progress in your tasks? What did I tell you? Perfectly safe. Either that or you tolerate Zeranium poisoning like a champ. Good for you. Should you suffer from any lingering symptoms of contamination, visit the medical center and they'll get you squared away. Now, on to business. The device already generates a field exactly as specified, albeit on a very small scale. Still, progress is progress. What's needed now is something to help extend and shape the field around the user. I require a component called a catalytic amplifier. You'll be pleased to learn there's one right here at the facility, in the Dragoon that's patrolling just outside. You would imagine so, wouldn't you? Unfortunately for me, our chief mechanist, Woodrow, wasn't enthusiastic about my proposal to Geld his only combat automech. So you may have trouble getting your hands on the catalytic amplifier. Dragoons are a mainstay of our military. The design has been in production for decades. I had a model of one when I was young. All children did. You must have seen the large automech patrolling the interior grounds. That is the Dragoon. I'm sure he's just being cautious. Should Auntie's Choice attack us, we don't want to be caught defenseless. No doubt he also seeks to retain an unspoiled automech, since the others are by now riddled with Zeranium poisoning. Good. A flexible mindset should behoove you on this task. Perhaps the chief mechanist will prove more receptive to your request. Failing that, be prepared to exercise creativity if needed. One last thing. The Dragoon must not be harmed. Not only would the amplifier likely be damaged, but we'd both be summarily executed, assuming we survive the firefight that ensued. Well, off you go. Shoo.
Probably end it here and move on. Interesting. Yeah, I think this would be a good place to stop. Thank you all for watching. If you guys want to see more of The Outer Worlds 2, let me know in the comments. If there's other games on Game Pass or PS Plus, games are free to play. Games are on sale and you're interested. You can write that down in the comments as well. I'll try to get to them as soon as possible, and I'll see you guys all next time.